Let's talk about pipeline progression. We know that as a great real estate agent, you're going to meet hundreds of people inside your residential real estate career that are ultimately going to be sellers. But what are you going to do to go and progress that pipeline? Now, what we know is that foundationally, the bigger the problem, the faster that someone will move. Let's say, for example, that you're working with a seller and all of a sudden they find out they're going to be having twins. They can no longer live in that one-bedroom apartment. They need to sell it in order to be able to go and buy the next property to ultimately upscale as a family. If you understand the size of what that problem is, then ultimately they're going to come to market a lot quicker. So a lot of real estate agents will go out, they'll do an incredible market appraisal, and then naturally they think that the whole role of the market appraisal is to actually just give them a price. Your property is worth X. Then the next conversation is we ring them a couple of days later and we say, hey, you know what, are you going to sell? You're not. Okay, no problems, have a great life. But what you're not actually thinking about is that what do you actually need to do next in order to be able to get these people to come to market? So I'm a big believer that what a great real estate agent does is you instill confidence about the reasons why someone should do it today. What's the conversation around why the buyer should buy and why the seller should sell? And what do you need to do in order to be able to unlock that particular client and get them to market? Now, pipeline progression could be very simple. Let's say, for example, that I get you to go and write out the heading November. You're going to be like, Josh, that's so long ago. Exactly. Now what I want you to do is I want you to write out a list of every single person that you actually did a market appraisal for in November. And what you soon learn very quickly is you can't remember who those people were. Now, if there was someone who was like a hot seller that was definitely going to move to market, you're going to remember them every day of the week because you know that you're going to be progressing them. But ultimately, what actually happened to the other 5, 10, 15, 20 market appraisals you did and how you're going to go and bring them to market. And this is where the evolution of business is all about actually understanding that you've got a review mechanism in place. So every Tuesday now, what we're going to do is we're going to read over every single market appraisal that you've ever done on the inside of your career. You're going to have a look at the name of the people and the street addresses. You're going to think about what listings, what sales, what things have been going on in and around those particular transactions. And then you're going to jump on the phone and go and ring those particular people and let them know about that listing or sale. What the job here is to think about very differently about what you're doing inside of the market. And the skill is to think about, okay, on every Friday, I'm going to build a list of all the new listings and all the sales that have happened in my core market area over the course of the last 7 days by any real estate agent. Then I'm naturally going to send them that email on a Friday morning, circa 8 a.m., so they can see are there any new properties to the market that are similar to theirs and what is the asking price? Are there any properties that have recently sold that are similar to theirs and what was the sale price? Are there any new listings that have gone to market that they might go to buy? And in addition to that, are there any properties that are being sold that were similar to the ones they wanted to buy and what did they make? And actually what this does is that this actually gives people choices around the properties that they could be going to have a look at, but also to around the sale prices that are being achieved on a similar asset to their own. What that does, it then starts to get you to think more actively that if you're in an auction market, come Saturdays, you then send another email on Saturday afternoon about all the auction results that have actually been achieved over the course of the weekend. The benefit of that is that then they know Saturday night exactly what's been transacted in their marketplace and they're having better quality conversations so that by the time you call come Monday, that you can ultimately be progressing the client. The skill here is always about pipeline progression. There's no use in building a huge pipeline and doing nothing with it. And your job is to really think about what is the problem of the client. What are they ultimately trying to solve by potentially buying, moving, and selling? What urgency comes with that particular problem? Then off the back of that, what do you need to do to get them into a position that they feel confident to do it today? Whether or not it's a market insight, a listing, a sale, something that's actually happening inside of the calendar. Whatever it is, it's your job to progress the client.